Hey, Daily Dosers, welcome to today's Daily Dose. And I love this concept of daily dose. I think more often than not in my life, I tend to view my walk with Jesus on broad scales from a 30,000 foot view on how am I doing and how are these big decisions going and am I living according to God's will? And I love the simplicity of just today, the simplicity of a daily dose. And it's funny running into a friend, Cindy, on a Southwest flight that watches the Daily Dose with a small group, or another friend in the Midwest that takes this video and just goes, okay, how do I incorporate this today? I've been challenged recently as I watch the Daily Doses, as I dive into God's Word, to really simplify it to minute by minute and hour by hour on how am I doing today walking with Jesus, not as a scale of success or failure, but really on a relational scale to go, do I know God better today because of my walk with him, because of a daily dose or diving into his word? And I'm reminded of a verse that I've read thousands of times and you've probably heard many times before, but it's in John chapter 15 where Jesus is just talking to his guys on one of his last nights, and he just says, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit, for apart from me, you can do nothing. And this last weekend, Larry in his sermon talked about the difference between walking by the Spirit and walking by the flesh. And in Galatians chapter 5, it says, if we walk by the Spirit, we won't gratify the desires of the flesh. And again, so often when I hear that, I paint my life with these broad brushstrokes of, am I consistently walking by the Spirit or am I consistently walking by the flesh? And I kind of get caught up in thinking about the big decisions in my life. And I'm encouraged and reminded and challenged by a simple verse in John 15 of remaining in him and that being the thing that bears much fruit, because apart from him, I can do nothing. And my wife and I, Paige, we were having this conversation of what would it look like to each morning wake up and just before the worry starts, before the checklist starts, before I get going without my day, which is difficult to do with a 16-month-old, but trying to wake up before her so that I can just pause and go, God, what would it look like to remain in you today? And just pause and go, God, how do I bring you glory today? God, how do you and I walk relationally throughout the day today? And then that's given me an awareness of, man, how do I walk by the Spirit, not gratify the desires of the flesh? What would it look like if, rather than just the big decisions in life, if that was the little moments in life of, through each conversation with my wife, through each meeting at work, I'm just pausing and going, does this bring God glory or not? Is this conversation, am I being Spirit-led or am I led by the flesh? Is this selfish or is it biblical, right? And for me, it's encouraging to break down these big cosmic moments in life or these big decisions of, do I take that job? Do I move to this state? Do I, whatever it might be, and just go, what if minute by minute, hour by hour, conversation by conversation, I started off my day by going, God, can I remain in you today? Can you teach me and show me what that would look like? My desire is to walk by the Spirit. And then I think the little things start becoming important. The little decisions start becoming important. What a beautiful gift the daily dose is, to go, it's daily. It's not a weekly dose. It's not a monthly dose. It's today. Can I remain in him? Because apart from him, I can do nothing. I hope that's encouraging to you like it has been for me today. We'll see you tomorrow.